ShartimusPrime, ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking bad shit. Subscribe.
Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Hot Toys action figure review on the Hot Toys PS4 Spider-Man video game VGM038 Iron Spider Armor Suit Spider-Man. Trying to get your Hot Toys, you can do so at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
While you're down there, I ask you to please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And I really like this packaging right over here. Very reflective. I'm sure you can see my lights, you know, just reflecting off of it like crazy. We get this spot varnished image of the Iron Spider from the comics. Well, I know it's a video game figure, but you know what I'm saying. You get the Spider logo right over here, all spot varnished, some warning stuff on the back. I like the wraparound right over here. That looks pretty sweet. On the top, it says Iron Spider. On the bottom, it says Marvel Spider-Man. And then it is held together via magnet right here, so you can open it up. And then you can see the figure inside the box right there. And then here's all the people responsible for creating the figure, including Cock and Kurt. All right, let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here's the Iron Spider Armor Spider-Man figure out of the packaging, and this thing looks sick. So many things I really like about it. I will discuss the things that I do not like about it, but first, let's take a closer look at the accessories. So we get the familiar accessories over here. Always read through the instruction booklet before posing the figure around, especially with this guy. And then you get your posable stand right here, which is actually tricky to use with the Spider Armor Spider-Man figure with those arms attached. It's just tricky to balance, and I found it very hard to work with. However, it does work. So yeah, as you obviously saw, it does work, but I do like this. It looks pretty neat. It says Iron Spider Armor right there. You can see the PS4 Spider-Man logo up top right there over there on the stand, and of course this bends and everything. You have the clamp right there, and then you get the same webbings that we've seen many times over and over again. You get the spread right there looking pretty good, and you can port that in, and then you get this grabbing one right here, which I always like. This is always really cool looking. I like that, so that's very dope. And then you get 5 interchangeable sets of hands that are very Iron Man like. You know, these very much remind me of Iron Man as they're supposed to, but very cool. Wide open hands, relaxed hands. I love that little detail of the repulsor effect right there with the white in the center and this gold trim right there on the inside of the palm. That is very cool. Of course, you get your whipping hands. And by the way, popping these on and off is very frustrating. It does come with an extra set of wrist pegs, but yeah, this is just always getting stuck inside the figure. So whenever I pop these off, the whole peg comes with it. So I end up having to use my tweezers like every time. It's a bit frustrating, but I really like how shiny these are. Just wish that they had a better peg system with their figures in general, but you know, I gotta say the hands right here do look very good. I like the shiny. So here's looking at the Waldos, and they look fantastic. Oh my god, dude, this gold looks just, it looks so sick. So yeah, and these things are very long. They are all the same, and they measure out to about 17 inches long. You can see the articulation right over here. See, that's where they connect, and they can rotate, and they have a hinge right here. They have a hinge right there. Clickety-clack right over there. Clicking right over there. You do want to be careful with them, but at the same time, it's like nothing feels weak or anything like it's going to break. It feels pretty good. So yeah, and then you got to switch out the back with this piece right here where you plug them all in. This isn't too hard to pop off over here. I always go for these 2 pieces up top right there, so you can see it has 3 ports that it plugs into, and then you take this piece and you're going to just take it right there and plop it on, and you can see how you could just easily port in each of the arms, and you could put them in whichever port you'd like to. So as far as the aesthetics go on this figure, I like every bit of it. I love how shiny this thing is. That gold and that red. Oh man, it's just so metallic looking. I really dig it a lot. They really did make this an Iron Spider suit. And I really like how the seams right here have that silver paint and everything. Looks very cool. I really like this. I mean, look how it's just reflecting light. And then the suit portion right here, this is a very nice material. At first I was kind of disappointed in it, but it actually holds up pretty well. But looking at all of this right there, I love these added pieces and everything. It looks really good, and you get that whole Kevlar kind of texturing throughout. These hinge and around. I'll get into the articulation in a little bit, but I really like how it has like very Iron Man kind of characteristics to this suit, which is of course very appropriate for the Iron Spider armor. I love how this part of the inside of the suit matches the hard plastic right here. So this is all part of the fabric. I don't know what it's made out of, but it's, you know, like a vinyl rubbery material right here, but this is hard plastic, and I think they go really well next to each other side by side like that. It's a very fluid transition. Then there's the back again, which we saw earlier, and you can see the seams going all the way down right there to the Iron Spider butt. But looking at the side of the arms right here, again, that looks so sick. Really like that a lot, man. I do have this little piece flipping up right there, and that's from moving the torso joint around a little bit. However, I have to say that this was already kind of flipping up on me before I started posing it around, so it's going to be like that either way, and I just made it a tiny bit worse, but it was already kind of like that. And then the clamp has given this, I don't know if you could actually see any damage from it. That right there, especially with the weight of those arms, you're probably going to scar this thing up if you leave it on the stand for a, you know, for a fair amount of time. But yeah, I do have one little scar right over there because, yeah, those things are kind of heavy and it's tricky to work with. And anyway, these legs are freaking dope. Again, it kind of goes back into an Iron Man suit again right over here. These are all part of, you know, hard plastic and stuff like that. So that's really neat to see on this Iron Spider suit. I love how the feet look right there. Once again, giving us that nice silver trim and everything. And then, of course, at the bottom of the feet, you do have that repulsor kind of effect right there with the white and the blue. I really dig that a lot. Oh, I wanted to take a close look at the web shooters over here too. Now, I do like how they look, and the placement of them is okay, I guess. It's just that it doesn't really work so well with the articulation. Like, if you want him thwipping, it's really weird and awkward to do that. And I'll get into the articulation more in a second, but yeah, there are definite frustrations with this. You can turn the head easily though, so that's nice. You can turn it side to side, and he will look up very far. Even though you have this piece on the back of the neck right there, he will look up that much, and he will shift forward and move the head downward that far, and you get great tilting right over here. And then you get these double hinged shoulder pads, which are great, so they can extend away from the body, and you can move the shoulders outward that far. You also get a butterfly joint in there where these shoulders can shift forward and back and shift up and down a little bit. There is a bicep swivel in there that could only just wiggle side to side, and then you have these double jointed elbows that go just a little bit past the 90-degree mark, and then the wrists turn side to side, and they hinge down, but they won't hinge back, so that makes it very tricky to do for the thwipping poses. It's actually like that on a lot of these PS4 Spider-Man video game Spider-Man figures where you can't really get the wrist bending back. I want to thwip like that, not like that, but like that, right? Dude, I mean, look how that's twisting this material right here up a little bit as I get an underhanded pose with the web shooters actually facing upwards. But anyway, getting that back into position, the torso does twist right here, so you can move the waist side to side just a little bit. And you do get some pivoting, so it will pivot for you, but crunching forward, and you can see this kind of flipping out as I go forward like that, it'll only want to move forward that much. And as far as getting just the upper body to move forward and back, it will flex a little bit, but it's just only a little bit, man. There's not a lot of movement there, so it will move back some. It's just very scary to move around, but you can see how it'll move back a bit. And that upper, well, yeah, it doesn't really want to crunch forward at all, so that's frustrating. Oh, these could turn side to side, by the way. That's very cool. And then as far as moving the hips outward, these hard plastic pieces really dig into this soft material, so when you if you can't move them outward more than that. You can see that bunching up right over there, so that's pretty scary to do. And you can get him to kick forward that much, and he will move back a little bit. There is an upper thigh cut up there, and then you have the hard plastic double jointed knees. The ankles will turn side to side, so you can get the ankles pointed downward very far. They move up. You do get beautiful ankle pivot right there, as well as toe articulation. Now, to measure out this Iron Spider armor figure, you can see that he is standing at about the 12.5-inch mark. And then to compare this Iron Spider figure next to a couple other PS4 Spider-Man video games Hot Toys figures, we have the Advanced Suits Spider-Man, and then we have the Spider-Man 2099. And then for your Hot Toys Iron Spider comparison, we have our comic or PS4 Spider-Man video game version next to the MCU Infinity War Iron Spider. And you could see that the Waldo size differences between these two are very different, and I like how I could use that third Waldo over there to support the figure. Anyway, I just wanted to compare the size of these Waldos, and you could see how much larger the PS4 Spider-Man video game arms are compared to the ones that came with the MCU Iron Spider. I mean, just a huge difference in size right here. And then here's the Hot Toys Iron Spider. Next to an MCU Iron Man figure, we have the Age of Ultron Mark 45 Iron Man. And you can see how tall he stands next to this Iron Man figure. And then here's our PS4 Hot Toys Iron Spider next to the Marvel Legends or Spider-Man series Hasbro Iron Spider right over there. And you can see this being, you know, a definite comic version. There are slight differences between the two of them, but for the most part, the same design. And then here's the Hot Toys Iron Spider next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Badass Spider-Man. Hey, brother. Hey, brother. Whoa, looking pretty fancy over here with all this gold. Hey, you even got gold arms coming out of your butt. I wish I had gold arms coming out of my butt. I said out! Out! Not in! Out! So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to show some love by hitting that like button. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And a big thanks to all these people over here that go the extra mile to support this channel via the Tron, helping make this channel grow. Really appreciate it, you guys. If you're interested in the perks, check it out. Anyway, this right here is awesome. I really like this a lot. It looks amazing. So I love how it looks. I love these arms right over here. I do have my complaints about it, the whole pinching with the suit. It mostly goes back though. The wrinkles really do disappear after some time, except for that one little pinch that I had right over here. But aside from that, it actually is pretty durable. A little bit more durable than I would say some of the other Hot Toys figures that we've seen. So there is that, and I do have my complaints about it, especially with the whipping positioning and all of that. So I definitely have my gripes with this figure. However, it looks amazing. I think it's just really, really cool to have. I mean, dude, this is just a really badass looking piece. And at the price point of around $275, I'm going to give this Iron Spider a Sud rating of...
It's not too bad.
And I'd like to know what you guys think, so please let me know in the comment section below. If you want to see the latest in Marvel news and a photo gallery of images from this review, you can find it all over at marvelousnews.com. And I want to know what you guys thought about the whole format change. I'm still tweaking things. I'm reading the comment section, so changes will continue to be made. Just want to know what you guys think, so make sure you leave a comment down below letting me know what you think, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace!
Crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face.